and I welcome you to the 167th session of Bombay Toastmasters Club. I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all once again. And thank you. Before we begin the meeting, we have a few rules to be followed during the session. The first one is keep your cell phones on silent mode. So we have 10 seconds for that. Please make sure that every cell phone in this room is on silent mode. Thank you. The next rule is we will not walk in or out of this room when a speaker is speaking on the stage. So I hope this is not too much. So with this, we will now reiterate the mission of the Toastmasters Club. So I want you to repeat after me. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Thank you. So now we will welcome someone who is a Santa of our district. He is also the secretary of District 41. He has been the ex-division governor of this Division D. And please give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster and President Arvind Nayak.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Yes. Good evening. Welcome to the 167th meeting. I declare it. See so many new faces, and it's so wonderful to see you all here. How many guests do we have here? And how many visiting Toastmasters? Wow. Our club is blessed, I should say, with your presence here. And if you heard a slip of the tongue, I'm also a Rotarian. It just slips out. Before we begin the meeting, may I ask Shakari to give us the thought.
Good evening, everyone. We all know the festive season is here. And in this festive season, everyone is eager to give gifts to others. So I would like to suggest one gift that we would like to give to everyone. It is giving a part of your time to someone. It's a very important part of our lives. So in this new year, let us all make a resolution to spend time with our near and dear ones. Thank you. Over to you.
Some years ago, in Rome, a lady was walking down a deserted street and she saw there were many people there breaking stones. She went up to one of them and said, "What are you doing?" The man said, wiping the sweat off his brow, "Can't you see? I'm breaking stones." The lady took a few steps further, and as she went down the lane, she saw another person breaking stones. She went up to him and said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm breaking stones. For we are going to construct a cathedral here." Now notice the two responses that were there. One was so enthusiastic, where the other was just doing a mundane job. But the other person said, I'm breaking stones so that we can build a cathedral here. And in the same way, we will, at Toastmasters, begin to chip that little block that you have, that you're carrying around with you, called fear. And we will try to bring it down so that you can begin to shine as a speaker. That we will do in 3 different sessions that a Toastmasters meeting has. First is the prepared speech round, the second is the table topics round, and the third will be the evaluation round. For the guests, this is how the meeting will take place. You can observe, participate, we welcome you to participate. The more you come out and speak, the better you will get. So every opportunity that you get, please speak. There are another rule that we like to tell you. This place for a Toastmaster is very sacred, or for a public speaker is very sacred. We must not leave this place alone. Always pass control. When you come in here, shake hands, take control, and then move off. Or then speak. So do not move off without the person coming in to take control. And this is the time to be so happy, and let's not be stingy with our applause. Let's do a practice. And I hope you keep up this momentum. We'll begin the meeting, but before that, I'd like to ask a few guests to come up here and tell us how they came to know about our club or about Toastmasters and what do they expect by being here. May I ask you to come?
So my name is I came to know about Toastmasters from a friend who is a member in another club. So what I'm looking for is basically enhancing my public speaking skills and articulation ability.
Somebody from this side?
Hello everyone, my name is I learned about Toastmasters from my husband who was working in the US, and one of his Russian colleagues used to attend the Toastmasters sessions in San Francisco. So when I asked him about such kind of course, he told me to Google about Toastmasters, and when I Googled about information, that is how I joined.
Good evening everyone, I'm working with Asian Paints. Like everyone else, I also got to know about this club from my friend who has joined Bandra Club of Toastmasters. And also I'm a pass out from Nitty. So in Nitty also we had a similar club, but back then I did not join. And why I'm here is that I would want to become a great public speaker. So that is one aspiration I'm carrying as well.
I know we have a lot of guests here, so we will begin the meeting and we'll give you a chance to take the meeting forward and call upon the first rule here, who is a visiting Toastmaster. And believe me, the club has just been formed, just 2 or 3 months ago. And they participated in the contests and the division levels, and they're really doing well. they want to improve themselves. It's a corporate club. We have a member of that club here who feels that she can learn and take back to her own club. So we've given her the role of the grammarian, and please welcome.
Thank you for that warm reception. So, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, as grammarian, it is my responsibility to be a very keen listener here and to listen to everything that is said and to note and report any particularly effective uses of grammar and any other grammatically incorrect speech. The need for desires lead to resolutions. And when we're trying to fulfill our resolutions, like the lady just said that she wants to become a very effective public speaker, she needs to have a method to fulfill that. As a grammarian, my role is to give you a word of the day, which is medal. It is pronounced like kettle, so rhymes with that. Its meaning is courage and fortitude. And just as the new year is coming up, we will all take up resolutions and we will require courage and fortitude to fulfill our resolutions. So an example of the usage is, she demonstrated her true mettle when put through adversity. In order to qualify for the vote for best table topic speaker, each table topic speaker must use the word of the day during his or her extemporaneous speech. I will give a word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called for.
Thank you, Dipti, and for all the visiting Toastmasters and guests. As we go along, I wish and I pray and I hope for sure that our speakers today, the Toastmasters Club, will improve their day. Now I'd like to introduce the Toastmaster of the day. He is an entrepreneur and a foodie, and you'll know why when you see him. Please put your hands together for Atul.
Demonstrated my mettle to propose my new formula, and soon she got married to someone. Ever since then, I decided not to make any resolutions. So I don't make any resolutions. But the only resolution that I make year after year is not to make resolutions. And I follow that and I achieve it every year. So drink less, be fit, get a job, find a job, eat healthy. How many of you make resolutions, New Year resolutions? I mean, be honest. It's okay even if you make and you break it. Laws are made to break. Similarly, resolutions are made to break. So how many? So Hasnain, what is your New Year resolution if you can make it public?
I haven't made it yet.
Okay, so this is the right time of the year to make a New Year resolution.
Yeah.
So you want to make it public now?
I want to eat healthy. That's
Sorry?
I want to eat healthy.
Eat healthy. Great. Any other? Yeah.
I want to complete my P10.
P10. Wow. This year? Next year?
01.
01. Okay. And how difficult or easy people who have actually kept their resolutions? How many of you have actually achieved the goals? How easy is it to keep a resolution?
Absolutely done.
It's not easy?
Not at all.
So how many of you find it easy? You find it easy? Sierra?
When he breaks it.
Sorry?
If it's a realistic resolution, it's easy. It's like going to the
So my wife makes resolutions for me. Looking at my
You're a tough man.
the size and shape that I grow every year. So before we begin today's, so you all have got the theme, right? I mean, today's theme is resolution. I don't have to elaborate more on the theme. And before we begin the meeting, today's speeches, let me introduce you to the most dreaded role players, the out. When I asked this postmaster what was his most satisfying resolution of the year, he said, Atul, I don't make resolutions. I said, why? Well, I don't make it. So, okay, fine. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Soham.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
My duty as the bar counter is to listen attentively to each speaker and make a note of the following used by each speaker. 1. The correct sounds like or. Second, filler words like but, like, so, okay. Filler phrases like you know, and so, etc. Extremely long pauses and sometimes short pauses. When called upon, my report will give an account of all these speaking errors.
Thank you so much. Though we may not be able to keep a track of everybody's resolution, we have something to keep track of the time. When I asked this Toastmaster, what was your New Year resolution, he's in the same boat as mine, and so on. He says, I don't make resolutions. This is why? Because he's not able to keep those resolutions. So please put your hands together for Toastmaster to come in.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster and guests. As a driver, my duty is to try and prepare a speech, table topic speech, and speech evaluator during this meeting. I will demonstrate the following. When a speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, I will display the green card. When a speaker reaches the mean point of time range allotted, I will display the yellow card. When a speaker reaches the end of speaking time, I will display the red card. The speaker has 30 second grace time before the green card or after the red card is displayed to end the speech in order to qualify for the vote. I will report qualifying times when called for. Over to you.
Thank you. Today, though I don't make resolutions, but today I resolve to present you some wonderful speeches before you go home. So may I request Toastmaster Anand to read the objectives of the first prepared speech.
The speaker, Team Nivedita, she is a deputy. The objective of the area, select a speech topic and determine its general and specific purposes. Organize the speech in a manner that best achieves those purposes. Ensure the beginning, body, and conclusion reinforces the purposes. Project sincerity and conviction and control any nervousness you may feel. Strive not to use notes. Time to please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish all the best of this week.
Thank you. When I asked this Toastmaster what was her most satisfying resolution she ever made, which she was also able to keep, she said she wanted to improve communication skills.
and she tried 3 different classes, but she was able to improve at Toastmasters. And I'm glad she joined Toastmasters. So please put your hands together for Toastmaster Nivedita, New Eyes, Toastmaster Nivedita.
Imagine you are a bird flying 200 feet over the sea and looking down, passing curiosity how other creatures live. Here, the lone turtle swimming, minding his own business. There, school of dolphins having their day of fun, and just in the near distance, a roaring speedboat to which you are tied. While parasailing over the sea, the view is extraordinary. From the moment I took off from the platform of that small speedboat, this is what I saw with my eyes. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. This is one of the many memorable experiences I have been fortunate to have had. Went to places, I'm losing on all incredible things that I have seen all over the world and people I met. I don't know how many amazing things still available. Most of the fondest memories I have relate to my travel. You may be living in an exciting city, have an exciting job, and a very active social life. But nothing matches unique experiences traveling offers. Visiting to a different state or a country opens your eyes to how people from different places live, to its tradition, to its history, and to its culture. While returning, you return home with the appreciation of your own country or a foreign country where you know wider perspective of life. Remember, you live just once. So passing up a chance to travel is a tantamount to passing up a life-altering experience. Travel is a good form of escape. What could be more memorable than bringing up in a new year with friends in Manali in the dead of winter with a foot of snow outside the front door? This was my best ever New Year celebration. Though it was just a few days, I was in a different world, far away from my everyday concerns. I escaped from the monotony, from the clutches of the monotony and the routine. Just the attraction of those activities which are impossible in your own hometown make the trip worthwhile. Being able to say you have seen one or two of the 7 wonders of the world or most important historical landmarks is a claim like no other and should make you incredibly proud. The same thing I felt when I'm watching Taj Mahal at full moon night. When you travel outward, some part of your travel inward, you see, you absorb, you experience, you react, and you share. When I was sharing with my friends, I didn't have words to express that adrenaline rush I felt when I was at Nathula Pass, 14,000 feet above the sea level, near Gangtok in northeast. This was amazing, awful experience. I salute the mettle of the soldiers who are watching at sub-zero temperatures so that I sleep peacefully at night. A big salute. So these amazing experiences waiting for you every It's just a matter of sticking your head out and going for it. Take some time off. Head for the hills or the seas and see what life is awaiting for you. Don't wait for that perfect moment. It may never come. Okay? Just take the high road and you will be glad you have left. And before returning, I'm sure you will plan your next adventure. But remember, the words of Marcel Proust, he's a French novelist and critic. What he said, the real voyage of discovery does not consist of seeking new landmarks, but in having new eyes. So, wishing you all a year 2015 full of memorable journeys and wishing you all happy new eyes. Over to you.
We will take 30 seconds to give feedback for the benefit of guests. You will find these papers on your table. This is if you want to provide any feedback to the speaker, you don't have to any.
Yeah.
Any feedback? You can keep the sleeve with you right now. In the break, you can hand over the slip to the speaker. Speakers for the day, we have made a little change. We have a timer to sit on the second row, so that is visible. So here are some statistics. Around 40 to 45% of global population make New Year resolutions. Approximately. But the study shows that those who make the resolutions, though they break it, are able to attain some goals rather than people who don't make any resolutions. So they at least make some changes in their lifestyle or whatever. This is just a study. This is not my opinion. So, moving forward, may I request Toastmaster Linus to read the objectives for the second prepared speech. Okay, so when I asked this Toastmaster what was his most satisfying resolution he has ever made, and he had made a resolution to buy a luxurious flat which had a club and a swimming pool. And recently, this November, he actually made it possible. So please put your hands together for Toastmaster Sachin. If you are happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you are happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Toastmaster, friends and guests, I would like to remind you of a nursery rhyme. If you know it, if you can recognize it, please join me. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, clap, 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 clap your hands. Friends, children, when they are happy, the clapping comes natural. But as we grow up, we clap only on certain occasions. We don't clap on all the happiness. Even our happiness are sometimes not more. So can you, for my analysis, can you give me, when did you clap? Before this at last? Birthday party. Where, sir?
Last was the
I know. Except where did you clap, sir, last? Before the Toastmaster?
When somebody achieves the goal.
Good. Sunil, sir? When did you clap? Before. Okay, we clap at the Ganpati celebrations. Right? Gujus clap like saying Garba. Okay? We do a lot of clapping, but clapping are basically on certain occasions. But my dear friends, life itself is an occasion. Right? And we need to celebrate this occasion in life. Are you all happy being here today? Are you all happy? Then how do I know that you are happy? The best you know is by clapping. Clapping is actually an art. If you master this art, that when you should clap, how much you should clap, and the right way of clapping, I am sure all your worries, all your anxiety, all your diseases will vanish. Clapping actually not only give you joy, but the best part is it removes your disease also. Friends, you must be aware that our fingers have pressure points. The tips of the fingers have pressure points. And because these are having nerves ending. Nerves which are ending here are actually connected to most of our body organs. Lungs, liver, our heart, our mind. Now what happens is, if we put pressure on these points, what happens is energy is released. These energies help us to cure lot many of diseases. It helps us to relieve from the pain. Right? We go to the temple. We go to the temple, we ring the bell. Why do we ring the bell? Why do we ring the bell? You go to the temple, you ring the bell. Why do we ring? Yes, so that the God gets awakened. In the same way, if you want your body to be awakened and listen to you, you need to clap. Now, what is the right way of clapping? I have seen all you people clapping, some clapping like this, some like this, some like this, like that. But the point is, the right clapping is the 5 fingers should be 5 fingers. Then only the pressure will be generated, right? And the energy release will help us remove our diseases. What happens is when we clap, we strike our palms forcefully. By doing this, the energy which releases actually helping us. If you are a blood pressure patient, particularly low blood pressure patient, clapping will be you perfectly normal having a blood. At the time of joint pains, 10 minutes of clapping, 10 minutes of clapping will relieve your body pain, joint pain, back pains, everything. The best example is the signal people. Signal. Remember IRRU? The typical type of clapping they do. These people actually never suffer from heart or blood pressure problems. I'll give you the example of Guju people. How many Gujus here? Gujus here? Okay. If you ask a Guju to walk for half an hour, they cannot do it. But if you ask a Guju to play Garba, they can play for 3 hours. Clapping. Clapping is the best form of meditation. Now the point may arise, how can it be logical to clap? I'll give you a small example. I use it in any speeches. It's a bumblebee. Bumblebee, the body is fat and the wings are small. The logic of science says if the body is fat and the wings are small, you cannot fly. But have you seen a bumblebee? It starts honey from flower to flower and moves on. It doesn't believe in the logic. Right? So my request is don't go for the logic. Don't see what others are saying. Just clap. Clapping is the best form of meditation. It will remove your anxiety. It will remove your fear. It will increase your level of concentration. Yes? And clapping is such a nice thing that it is a healthy thing. It's a scientific thing. Yes, Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen so many speeches in Toastmaster. I would like to ask, why do we clap before the speech? Why do we clap? To encourage us to Toastmaster. Public speaking is actually a method. It's very hard, it's very difficult to speak, right? And definitely clapping gives all the energy, all the support. So thank you my friends, thank you for the support, and please have a resolution where you do things which make you happy, so that you clap and always clap and be healthy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We take 30 seconds to fill the feedback slip. So let me share with you how to make a New Year resolution and write it here. Keep an eye on the goal. Whatever goal that you decide, Amit, just listen carefully. But you do. Okay. So there's a difference between a wishful thinking and a resolution. A wishful thinking is like Bharat waiting for the girl to come in his life. I mean, it may happen, it may not happen, right? But so there is no plan B. So things may go wrong, things may go right. You don't know. So that's a wishful thinking. That's not a resolution. But a resolution is like there is one deciding I'm going to complete my 10 before the year ends. That's the resolution. Do you all agree? Yes. So what it takes is basically it takes hard work, right? You need to take action for it. So that's the difference between a resolution and a wishful thinking. I hope you got it. So with that, we come to the next prepared speech. May I request Toastmaster Bhushan to read out the objectives of the third prepared speech.
Next speech is P10, inspire the audience. Objectives are to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives and challenge the audience to achieve a high level of benefits or achievement. Appeal to audience needs, emotions, using stories, anecdotes, and quotes to add dialogue. Avoid using notes. Time 8 to 10 minutes.
Thank you. When I asked the speaker about her New Year resolutions, again, in the same boat, she stopped making resolutions 2 years ago. So before 2 years, she was making some resolutions, I'm guessing. But now she doesn't make any resolutions because she is not able to keep it. So please put your hands together for Toastmaster Jhansi. Reinvent Toastmaster Jhansi.
Ready to deliver my P10. Well, they say what's most remembered is what happens first and what happens last, more than what happens in between. So while all of us do our very best to give every speech to the best of our ability, there's always this desire to complete your CC manual on a high. And I think the objective of P10, which is inspire your audience, does complete justice to that desire. Inspire. A very strong word in here. Inspiration, motivation, belief, faith, hope. Very, very profound words in itself. You look at life, you look at your own self, and I decided, what is it from my life that I can speak about that is so insightful, that is so significant, that the audience can draw inspiration from? preaching, the reflection kind of got a little longer. I don't think I've had any laurels in my life. Could have been a case study like that of Mark Zuckerberg. Have I had any near-death kind of an experience, any kind of serendipity, any kind of thing that has befallen me, any that courageous kind of a story? And the answer is not really. So what is it about my life, which now seems pretty ordinary, that I can inspire the audience about? Well, when I have nothing better to do, there is one thing that I do very religiously. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So I normally go through a lot of stuff on the internet. I go through a lot of videos which are inspirational, which are motivational, that will help me keep it going when the going really gets tough. And it is then that I decided that probably I'll share with you my thoughts on certain things that I feel are very keen in life. So when I actually sat down to sit and structure my entire speech, I coined up around 3 acronyms, rather one acronym, 3 words, which I feel we good enough to share with all of you, which helped me definitely inspire. Time of please note, 8 minutes more for me to complete the acronym, considering that I have been exceeding time in my past speeches. The term is TST. Toastmaster today, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let me begin with sharing with you a little anecdote about the life of an eagle. The eagle is one bird which lives the longest in its species. It lives for about 70 years. But it's not that easy. It has a very hard decision to make the moment it's in its 40th year. By then, its long and flexible talons, which normally help it catch its prey, get weak. The long beak that it has gets bent and is broken. It also has its heavy old age wings that stick together because they can't fly because of the thick feathers. The eagle is then left with 2 options. One is to die. The second is to go through the painful process of change. And to complete this process, the eagle needs to go to the top of the mountain and settle on its nest. It needs to beat and knock its beak out against a rock where it can plug it out. Then it needs to wait till the beak goes back, after it plugs on its talons. Then it needs to wait for the new talons to come on, after which it will pluck off its feathers. And after all of this, the eagle is finally ready to take the leap of rebirth and then complete 13 more years of existence. Why is this needed? This is needed for the eagle to survive and to live. How about us? As we get old, are we able to get rid of all our past experiences, all the negative thoughts, all our fixed mentalities, and grow? T.S. Eliot said, it's never too late to be the person that you want to be. Knowing that we have just one life to live, knowing that each day is unique, knowing that we will never get this day back again. How is it that many of us choose to live a life without purpose? How is it that we're able to get up every morning but having nothing to look forward to? Nothing exciting, no pulse, no fire, no life, no meaning, no purpose, no nothing. Just another day. When we meet somebody casually and they ask us, how's life going? And we say, chill. Is life driving us or are we driving life? This is the least amount of gratitude that you can actually have for having lived another day. A fortune not many have had. While we make excuses, I'd like to go in the same routine, get the same results, are satisfied with those old results. I know each one of us down there is dying. Dying to be true to themselves. Dying to say no to what others think is good to them. And yes, to what they really feel for themselves. And this brings me to the T of TST, which is being true to yourself. And it's never too late. You say things cannot be done, I'm too old for it, but believe me, the moment you decide to live the life that you wish to, the entire universe will conspire for you to achieve that. Let me ask you a question. How many of you really like the job that you're into right now? Great. How many of us always wanted to get into the kind of job that we're doing right now? Not many, I see there. Well, you're into a job, you're on your you there? You struggle, continue to struggle, or do you reinvent yourself? And when I say that, I don't mean you immediately hand over your resignation and then fend for the days to come. But what I am saying is, are you taking steps to actually reach there and reinvent yourself? Not many people, rather, very few people, when they actually set out on their career, they exactly know what they want to do with life. And I feel such people are really lucky, because for me, I just happened to fall into my career. I didn't really have a plan. In fact, I wanted to do a lot of things. And my career of choice was normally determined by external influences and not by my authentic desire. And when things like this happen, you don't really stay on your track for long. So while I may look into other tracks and look at what life has to unfold for me, it brings me to the S of the TST, which is stop listening to others. Yes, hear them out, definitely hear them out, but reason it out with your head. Because the only person you are authorized to take a decision for in your entire life is you yourself. And if you don't take a decision for yourself, I don't think you can take a decision for anyone else in your life. So what? You'll fail. You'll make mistakes, but that's okay. Because I think blaming yourself is much better than blaming somebody else out there. After that, the next T, that is the thirst for knowledge. An average man lives for around 27,375 days. Look at the world. Look around. There is so much to be known. So much happening that there is no dearth of what you actually need to know. The 27,375 days suffice. You don't even know whether you want to last all those days, do we? I don't have to look very far when it comes to inspiration and the knowledge front. I just have to look at my 85-year-old grandfather. Every morning he'll get up, go through the newspaper, anything that he finds really amusing, he'll pick it up and stick it in his journal. What is the need for doing that? Every day that I come back from work, he has some of the other news or update to give me, which I would have definitely missed. He wants to know how to use the computer, something that my mom has long left behind. He wants to know how to WhatsApp. He takes my smartphone, he probably even sends out blank messages of words trying to toil with how to do it. That's okay, because he's curious, and that's what I love about him. I think each one of us here needs to take a promise. A promise you make to yourself to learn something new every day. Anything, a fact, a word, an information, a news, any piece of information that you make that you want to learn to yourself. Share it with somebody else and ask that person to share something with you. At the end of the day, you learn 2 new things each day, which gives you the urge to know more. Be true to yourself, stop listening to others, and of course the thirst for knowledge, I feel, are 3 things that will help you reinvent yourself. But the task isn't easy, because it means you have to leave what you have, what you use, and reinvent yourself again. But that's okay. I think that's what life's all about. At the end, I hope I've left you all with a thought that going forward, you're able to think of yourself 50 years down the line and say, this is the kind of life I would have liked to live. And if you have the answer to that question, I think you have your answer of how you need to reinvent yourself. Until then, happy TST. Over to you.
Can we give can we do that in the no? Okay. We'll take 30 seconds to give speaker feedback. So, another way to keep your New Year resolution is to aim for a specific goal. I heard you saying eating better or improve eating habits or exercise more. That's a little difficult to practice. You may not be able to monitor it. So be specific. So I'm not going to eat cheese, butter, sugar, something like that. We can sit and have a list of all those things. Or for people who want to exercise, you can actually say, I'm going to walk for 30 minutes, I'm going to run for 30 minutes. So be specific. Don't make a generic resolution. So that's another way of keeping your New Year resolution. So next speech is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Parag. The objectives are already the same. It's going to be a P10. And when I asked this Toastmaster about his New Year resolutions, I like the way he put it across. He said, Arjun, I don't make New Year resolutions. I just make daily goals, so that I'm able to achieve my short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. He's able to monitor them. So I like the way he thinks and the way he achieves all his goals over a period of time. So please put your hands together for Toastmaster Rizwan. Achieve creative excellence. Achieve creative excellence. Toastmaster Rizwan.
Friends, would you all like to be an ace and prove your mettle in life? Let's see what ace is all about. Ace means achieve creative excellence. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Now why and how can you be an achiever and create excellence in your life? The process is very simple. To be motivated. How can you be motivated? Can you have motivation from outside? No, sorry. The motivation comes from inside. And what does motivate you? There are three factors which motivate you. One is the values that you have in life. The second is the beliefs that you carry. And the third is your desires to achieve. And if you have the desire to achieve, these three factors is what drives you ahead and gives you a process of action. Motivation per se is action with goals. Now, as many of my friends have said, goals are very important. But after motivation, how do you set the goals? You need to first understand yourself. Look inside. What are your values? Belief and desires along with your weaknesses and strengths. Many of us think we know our weaknesses and strengths. We do not decide after analyzing or talking to others. The most important thing is we need to find our weaknesses and strengths by talking to other people, to your family, to your friends, to your colleagues. Once you know your weaknesses and strengths, that is the only time that you can set your goals. Knowing your capabilities, knowing your opinion, options, and your threats in life. Why am I saying this? Because when I joined Toastmasters 2 years ago, my first speech, P1, was the time when I had set a goal for myself. And today, on my P10, I see myself a new person, a person who had set goals and achieved those goals through persistence and through goal setting. What is the goal setting process that you can aspire? If I would like to list down my goals, it needs to be smart, specific, attainable, measurable, and realistic and time-bound. Now many of us put down goals which are unbelievable. We do not look at these 5 criteria, and most of us, after setting those goals, after a long time, get dejected and disappointed. And that's when we give up. That is the reason that most of us get disappointed and lose sight of our goals. That is why I would like myself to start with smaller goals, step by step. Excellence does not come immediately. It needs to come in steps. And my first even that I was standing on stage, the way I was facing the audience and the way I do right now is what I have seen, a marked change in myself. I have created what I had visualized. I have created what I wanted to do. And this was just one of the goals, to be an excellent speaker. Of course, I have not achieved the ultimate. I'm just a step ahead. And there are a lot of other goals as I go ahead in my Toastmasters journey. First of all, I would like to say that when you are setting goals, you need like-minded people to be with you. And I found that my Toastmasters team, my friends here, have really helped me when I set down goals to complete my P10 by December 2014. I would like to appreciate my friends like Arvind and Hasnain, who really motivated me and took me forward in my path. The other thing that we need to understand is when we set down goals, the circumstances change. When the circumstances change, we need to change our plans. We need to change our strategies. Because as you go ahead, you become better in achieving your goals. So you need to set higher standards of goals and not stay where you are. Because setting goals which were already achievable earlier is nothing big. Anyone can do that. So you need to really go forward and achieve higher goals. The reason I am talking about goals today is we are at the end of 2014. As you said, New Year's resolutions. I do not believe in New Year's resolutions, and I believe that goals are to be set and to be achieved every day, every week, every month, and every year. Break down your goals into yearly, 6 monthly, monthly, and weekly. The weekly goals can be cut down into daily plans. These can be activities which you do every day, which take you to the ultimate objective of reaching a goal. Like if I would like to lose weight by the end of 2015, there are certain activities that I need to do. I cannot just sit there and expect myself to lose weight. I need to be in the environment of like-minded people who would like to go on to a walk, take a walk. And this activity of being in a crowd of like-minded people really motivates you and gives you the enthusiasm to achieve what you want to do. That's the reason I'm here in Toastmasters. That's the reason I have put down goals to achieve myself in the long run. When we talk about commitment, focus, why do we lose focus with time? The reason we lose focus, we do not understand our values and beliefs. There are beliefs which can be limiting. When people say that I cannot speak in front of a crowd, that is not the truth. We all started off with the same belief. We broke our beliefs, and today we have challenged ourselves to change our beliefs into more motivated and strong beliefs. So beliefs are your own thoughts. They are not the truth. And those are the things that we need to break out of. We need to break out of our restrictions. And the values that we create are for us. The values like family, career, wealth, health. These are some strong values that take you forward in achieving what you want to do in life. I'm sure by the end of this year, all of you would like to set down your goals and achieve it in 2015. So do you think this is something we all would like to do by the end of the year? Be an ace, be an achiever, create excellence in our lives. How many of you would like to be an ace? Thank you very much, and over to you.
We'll take 30 seconds to give feedback. many of you have seen the movie The Secret? Or at least read the book? So that's another way of achieving your goals. Creative visualization. So you visualize that you have achieved the goal. Feel the achievement. Smell it. I know I'm going towards the food. But I'm not talking about the food, I'm talking about the achievement. Smell it, feel it. In sports, a lot of athletes are made to visualize their goals. That helps improve their performance. Similarly, you can actually visualize your goal. You feel what you have achieved and then you will surely achieve the goal. Our next speaker will be evaluated by Toastmaster Usha. The objectives remain the same. When I asked this Toastmaster what was her most satisfying resolution that she ever made, and she said traveling on her two-wheeler. Traveling on her two-wheeler. So next time when you are on road and you see a lady on the scooter with the helmet on, not looking right and left, just focused on the goal, you know that's Toastmaster Shivani. Please welcome Toastmaster Shivani. What can you do for Toastmaster Shivani?
Members of Bombay Toastmasters, do you think we executive committee members of this club get paid for calling you to ask whether you're coming for the induction training or coming for that half-day picnic or training sessions like today or coming much before time and setting up the room for meeting for you? Or sending you an email, or asking you whether you are coming for oration or resonance, that is the contest conferences of area district. Let me state for everyone that we do not get any monetary benefit and we do not get any discount in our membership fees. And along with every current and prospective member of this club. When I first visited this club in 2012, I was a shy person, sitting on the last corner, trying to give those awkward smiles and trying to comprehend what's happening and who is who. But then I came across a quote by President John F. Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. That's it. I done the same thing. I became a helping hand to my wonderful seniors. Coming before time, helping them arranging a room, helping them during the meal time, being a role player when my club, area, and district division needed. They have started a journey while getting wonderful written gifts from my seniors. They took me under their wings. Venkatesh guided me about responsibilities of Sergeant at Arms, and Tejaswini helped me by boosting my confidence in those initiatives, guiding me about how to improve my grammar was good at. And I learned how to be gentle and empathetic during the evaluation from Amjad, and how to be helpful from Vijay, who always helped the club by taking those last-minute drop-off roles of evaluator and general evaluator. And while facing all sorts of leadership challenges, yet he, who helped me in my responsibilities and motivated me to try hands on evaluations, was our past president, and a lady friend, who always gave her comments and recommendations, and Give her opinions. Tell me not to be afraid of public speaking is motivator. Sinana. Now you all must be wondering why I am not talking about the three musketeers. The bar of the club. That is Brilliant, Arvind and Parag. Arvind, my mentor, a father figure. My list of learning is very long here and I need a special session to explain that. Guiding me in my communication and leadership tracks, he not only mentors my speeches, but guides me, helps me with my pronunciation, correct and incorrect usage, thus helping me improve my overall communication. Brilliant, my junior mentor. From him I learned that how to be fun even while guiding and helping others. Tirelessly he answers all my infinite queries at any time of the day via any social media. And Parag, a president who gave a helping hand to his first time sergeant arms, performed my responsibilities yet praised me, being helpful, supportive and appreciative towards your new members were the qualities I learned from him. Last year, February 2013, these were the only 3 members who knew I got laid off by my company. Yes, laid off. And how did they react? Someone offered to pay my membership fees, while someone demanded my resume. No questions asked, no judging, and no unnecessary decisions. The only important thing they did was they gave me encouragement and provide me a positive outlook, enable me emerge at my own pace. That was a very crucial period for me, because just imagine a family situation where a father is a cancer patient, a diabetic mother going through a series of tests to find out that the third-party substance in her body was cancerous or not. A struggling brother and a breadwinner, that's me, losing my job. But these friends helped me in my struggle with their positivity. They cared with their unconditional pure love and motivation. Don't you think you too all deserve it? The pure love and motivation? Don't you think you need those friends who stay around you in an aura, who help you climb those fearful steps of public speaking? Yes, it can be possible. Only if you can lend a helping hand to that new member with that one smile. If you two can befriend, please a member at each meeting, not for the credit, but to genuinely help someone. If you too can lend a helping hand, become a part of this club, get involved in club activities. I'm sure everyone will learn many things, and you surely will do learn something brilliant and learning to be proactive, learning to be open about all sorts of roles, learning to let go of that ego, giving someone a helping hand, and not just delegating your responsibilities, can and will gain appreciation from many wonderful men and women in this Toastmaster community. I found quite a few, and believe everyone can. Just imagine if a shy person like me, sitting on the last floor, rushing out of the room once the meeting is over, a plain Jane who still struggles with grammar, her pronunciation. If she can get elected as a sergeant arms and then get elected as Vice President membership and selected as Assistant Secretary of District 41, that is at the India level, then I'm confident everyone in this room can achieve something similar or even better. So what say? Tell me, can we try to be proactive? Can we? Can we try to come on time? Yes. Can we send email only to the sender? And not the entire group? Can we? Yes. Can we pay our dues on time? Yes. Answer please. Yes. Can we give the helping hand to the new member? Can we motivate our fellow members? Then I must say, we should rephrase the goal. Ask not what your club can do for you, but what you do for your club. Thank you.
Before we take the few seconds for the feedback, can we have a standing ovation for the P3?
All my friends from Bombay Toastmasters who have been so instrumental and for all the enthusiasm they have given me to stand here today giving my present. Thank you.
We take 30 seconds to give the feedback to the speaker. We now come to the end of our prepared speeches session, and may I call upon the timer report, please, Toastmaster comments.
Sachin to 6 minutes 48 seconds. Johnson 9 minutes 48 seconds. Vijwan 8 minutes 10 seconds. Sivani 9 minutes 21 seconds. All are done. All done.
So all are qualified. If you all, thank you. You have a small slip where you can move for the bit. Prepared speaker, the first one. From Nivedita, Sachin, Jansi, Rizwan, and Shivani. Now comes the time to make your resolutions on the fly. We also call it think on your feet. And present, we have an interesting person. And when I asked her what was her most satisfying resolution she ever made, she said to form healthy eating habits. In previous years, she always made a list of resolutions and was never able to fulfill it. So from this year onwards, she has decided to make only one resolution. Just like me. I make one resolution. But she does have a real resolution. So please welcome Toastmaster Sienna to conduct the talk session.
Good evening, friends.
Good evening.
Can anyone tell me which is the most common New Year resolution people generally make?
Lose weight.
Yeah, that's right. I probably everyone of you has heard someone making it or made it at themselves at some point in time. This is from a research that I read that losing weight is the most common resolution people make. And today, this table topics round is going to be topics about different kinds of resolutions. Table topics aims at two things. Firstly is to develop four important skills, that is listening, thinking, organizing what you have to say, and finally speaking. It also aims at giving maximum number of people an opportunity to speak. The ones who are eligible are members who are not playing any roles or not giving speeches, and also guests. The topics are very simple, so I also encourage as many people to participate. Can I call upon a person? Okay, the minimum time you have to take is 1 minute. The maximum is 2 minutes, and you give it a 30 seconds grace after 2 minutes. So you have to look to Amit for the time. He show you the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. Okay, back. Correct, your topic is your best moments of 2014. Your best moment of 2014.
Thank you. They are very fast. The best moment of 2014. Today first of one was the pure fact when PM Modi gave me suggestion that don't go for visual thinking. That don't think that a girl will come to your dreams and everything. Rather, this is a goal. So my goal is to propose a girl from and spell proposal. My best moment of 2004. I don't have a single moment, I would say. Each and every day was special for me. I know one thing I did on January 1st, I was the TMK movie, the Beast Marathon, the worst part. Every day do something special for, not for me, people around me, that made my 2004 a special thing. As I remember each and every day. Moreover, something which I would like to say to you all, that in 2015, don't think just for yourself. Think about people around you and do something for them and make their day special or make a special mood for them. Thanks a lot.
Can I call for a second speaker for today? Under your topic is, my New Year resolution is to break my New Year resolution. In that way I succeed at something. My New Year resolution is to break my New Year resolution. In that way I succeed at something.
Okay, so start with one thing. I heard this quote a long back. Life is like an ice cream. Enjoy it before it gets cold. So now, if I talk about the resolutions I make, honestly, I'm kind of a person who makes a lot of resolutions, but has to decide whether the resolution will work out or will not work out. So, for example, I made the resolution of earning a good amount of money by end of this year. So I thought this is like a way too practical experience because I know that at this age you don't expect earning a lot of money. But somehow I myself broke the entire resolution, and I think I'm actually enough. I'm actually more than satisfied with the kind of amount of money I made this year. So that is how I feel that resolutions actually work a lot for people, and you kind of set some sort of unrealistic resolutions also, but somehow they really work for you. So what I would say is, as Atul rightly mentioned, that there is a movie called Secret. So it says that you have to imagine yourself in such a manner that you want to achieve
ever have in your life. So if it's there as a tool with you, trust me, every battle which you run will be easy for you. Thank you.
Can I now have some guests? I resolved to quit all my bad habits, but then I remembered that nobody likes a quitter. I resolved to quit all my bad habits, but then I remembered nobody likes a quitter.
Okay, so just to tell about myself, I've been living outside of my house for about 6 years now. And when I last left my house to start my first job, my grandma said, "Beta, you have to gain some weight, otherwise you won't suit money." So I tried my luck for the first 2 years, nothing happened. I was a strict vegetarian, and then I started drinking beer, Then I somehow added 10 kg, and I then went back to her. She again said, "I did not good enough." She told me that you have lost weight and you look a lot thinner. So then I thought, okay, beer is not helping me. Now let me start, eating non-veg. And I did gain a lot of weight, and I was probably, over 5 kgs my allowed weight. And I last met her in September, and then she said, "I think you looked a lot better when you were thin." So I think now it's time for me to, quit on beer and non-veg and get back to myself. Thank you.
The actual topic is explain the diminishing marginal utility law in keeping New Year resolution.
What is this law?
In short, it's like the first month we were saying about keeping it healthy, so we really excited. March excited. Yeah, in March it keeps going lower and lower, and by December we forget what's the resolution.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Actually, as she is telling them, the thing is this, in the beginning of the year, I wanted to achieve 100% target of my brands, what I'm handling. The brand is Every Zone as well as Perislow. This is for the back pain. So, and the other one is for the vertigo, that is basically checker, not the other checker. This is a dizziness and giddiness. So, beginning of the year, like I used to call everybody and call them in every alternative week and remind them related to my brands. What are you doing? Like, what are the different activities that you are doing? And all those things. So I used to make a proper note and I used to send it to my boss. I used to have a proper, tracking sheet and all those things. So I was achieving month after month my targets. Then suddenly, like I thought, okay, fine. Like now we are doing, everybody's in track. So I don't need to follow this anymore. Then everybody's matured enough. Then I thought, slowly, like I was diverting my work into some other directions. So slowly I find that I'm going away and away and away from my particular, numbers what I need to achieve. And the moment reached now, I feel that we cannot go for 100%, but still we are trying. So that's the thing that I can able to relate to the topic what she said. Thank you.
Can I have another person? Yes. Sarah, the topic is the most weird New Year resolution you have heard someone make. The most weird New Year resolution you have heard someone make.
Toastmaster of the day, and fellow Toastmasters and guests. I think every year, as Toastmaster said, people make resolutions, people keep the resolutions and still continue to make the resolutions next year. But sometimes when you listen to some of these resolutions, they look very, very funny. Okay, some people will say that I will not eat sweet for this 1 month. Okay, but what happens is that they eat for 1 month and then start eating more and more the sugar, right? Finally, it doesn't achieve anything. So people make many, many resolutions just to keep thinking that I have to make some resolutions and I have to follow this thing. It's like a fact, okay? And every year, like for example, he was asking how many people made resolutions. So New Year looks like a time for making resolutions and failing to keep them. But however, still the world, many people in this world continue to make those resolutions. And I have heard one friend saying that every year I make one resolution. This year I will not eat meat. Next year I will not eat sweet. Third year I will not drink beer. But I keep asking, 1 year you make it, and he says that, yeah, this year I don't eat sweet, but next year I eat 2 times of that sweet. Okay, so this is basically a practice of making some resolutions for the sake of it without having a clear objective, what to be achieved, and what is the finally the impact of resolution. I think I suggest all of my friends to make resolution with some goal. At the end of the day, that resolution should lead to achieve something. Thank you very much. And thank you.
Take your pick.
Number 3 topic is one new thing that you would like to learn in the new year. One new thing that you would like to learn in the new year.
Thank you. I'm a Toastmaster. While I was sitting there watching everyone and I was taking place, I was thinking about making a resolution since hardly any time is left for the year to begin. So to start with it, I thought of learning a new language. Since I'm from the IT background, so I would want to learn a technical language. And apart from that, I have friends from many parts of the country. So when I see them, when they perform, somebody is speaking Tamil, somebody is speaking Telugu, and my mother tongue being Hindi, I don't boast of taking my mother's call and talking to her in some other language. So yes, I thought that I'll learn a new language, not necessarily German, Spanish or French, but some language which is Indian in itself. So we do a lot of times when we have to learn a language, we think about just googling that which is the most spoken language in the world. That is how I started my search, and I started with Spanish is the most spoken language. So I enrolled for some classes, saw some ads, saw some institutes. But then I thought that like India boasts of having so many languages and so many sub-languages or dialects as we call them. So why not learn a new language? So this year I am learning a new regional language for my country. Thank you.
Can I have a guidance report?
Bharat has taken 1 minute 1 second. Anush has taken 1 minute 17 seconds. Anis has taken 58 seconds only. Meenakshi has taken 1 minute 14 seconds. Sarah has taken 1 minute 37 seconds. And Namrata has taken 1 minute 21 seconds. Except Anis.
Except Anish, the others qualified. So you have your voting slips with you. There's a second column for best table topic speaker. So you can vote for one of the 5 names: Bharat, Anuj, Meenakshi, Sarat, or Namrata. 30 seconds to vote. It is easy to make new resolutions and much easier to break them. But it indeed takes a person of mettle to make them and to keep them. Over to you.
Now we come to the most important section and one of my favorite. How many of you have resolved to eat less and eat healthy, you know? No, but just wanted to know so that they can sit in the room. Others, please join us for some snacks. So, welcome back, everybody. I do these supporting meetings. People have left after having conflicts. I hope that's not because of me. Okay, you all must have noticed some slips on your table. I resolved to. So now that I have shared some tips of, you know, how to make a resolution and keep it, I want you all to write one resolution. Just one for me. Not for me, I mean your resolution. Go ahead. Just make one resolution. Can you please? Sorry? No, don't worry. Or you can make it a private thing. But of course, you will have to make it, you may have to make it public. So just be careful what resolution you make. Sorry? That's a tip. So I think you should not got it.
Such a long resolution.
No, just one. Whatever, you decide. Are you done? Okay, now the interesting part of the resolution and writing it. We are never interested in looking at our resolution. We are always interested in what has he done? What has she done about it? So I want you to exchange your resolutions with your partner sitting next to each other. I hope you have written your name. Sorry, I forgot to write. Ask you to write your name. Please write your name on the resolutions that you made. And exchange them with your partners, either on the left or right. If nobody is sitting on the left and right, you do it. Done? Okay, so now the idea is to find out from your partner if he's keeping the resolution or she's keeping the resolution. Does it sound interesting? Whatever, yeah. You will keep or you're writing it or you're achieving goals or whatever. So, as I said, when you're always interested in finding out, you will have to find out if your partner is able to keep the resolution. We have Toastmaster who made a resolution to quit drinking, and as a result, he lost 27 kgs. Yeah, I'm going to consult you. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Natarajan.
So, die of life is a decision that eagles make when they're 40. So, a man who loves his beer and loves his hard liquor even more, you may have to make it when you're 35. That's exactly what I did. But I actually lost is the result of magical dietitian. Thank you very much, Postmaster, for that wonderful introduction. So, I will be hosting the evaluation section of the meeting. The evaluation section of the meeting consists of 3 portions. The first part is the evaluations of the prepared speeches. So, you heard 5 wonderful speeches today. We will have 5 lovely evaluators coming in, giving their evaluations of the prepared speeches. Then you will have the evaluations by the support evaluators, which is the timer, the grammarian, and the R counter. And then finally, I will update my subject. So, without any further ado, we'll get to the evaluation of the prepared speeches. I also managed to ask the evaluators in the break, etc., that we had about what resolutions mean to them. So, the first evaluator is, when I asked him what resolutions mean to him, he said, resolutions mean setting up a goal and achieving it. Very simple, very clear. And without any further ado, I want to call Toastmaster Anand, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Nivedita's speech.
General evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and Toastmaster Nivedita. What a speech. I really was on a journey. I understood the importance of that. You had very, very strong opening, a good body, and very, very strong conclusion. I listened with the intent to make a recommendation and thought critically while giving the speech. Let me give you my opinion on 3 aspects of the speech. That is content, delivery, and language. Your content was superb. It was very well organized and structured. As I said, it had strong opening, excellent body, and a strong closing, which really made the message very clear. The delivery, you used body language very well. You used the space on the stage. Your voice modulation was excellent. You made eye contact with many of us, and you smiled too, which was just beautiful. Language, you used beautiful words which were so vivid and imaginative. You were really on a journey in Manali and Assam mountains. For improvements, I would like to make one recommendation. During body section of your speech, I realized that you were speaking a bit slowly, and there was some missing links of flow of ideas from one to another. I would urge you to speak louder, which will maintain the tempo of the speech. In conclusion, it was an outstanding speech, and I look forward to hear more great speeches from you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster. And for those who are attending the Toastmaster meeting for the first time, this is how we do evaluation in Toastmasters. So we begin by commending the speaker for what he or she said, all the good points, what he did, then provide recommendations. We gave a couple of things, then end with another commendation so that Toastmaster feels encouraged to carry with him, get another speech. Come once again and prove his or her merit on the stage. So the next evaluator is Toastmaster Linus. Before I call him to stage, I'll just tell you what he told me about resolutions. So he gave a very profound answer. He said, resolutions mean nothing. What? A nanosecond I was stunned. And I said, this man is up to something. After all, he shares his first name with a Nobel laureate. So I asked him, what do you mean by nothing? He said, it means nothing because resolutions are made to be broken. So I think that's a very, very profound answer, but after today's meeting, I don't think he has much chance to break the resolution, thanks to the scheme that you introduced. So without any further ado, to evaluate Toastmaster Sachin's speech, I call him Toastmaster Linus.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Sachin Biyani's project is get to the point. And he got to the point right away. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And you really want to show it, clap your hands. We got the point right at the start. And his content was excellent. way he started out by interacting with the audience, he got us on board right away by asking us questions about how often do we clap and what occasion we clap outside of Toastmasters. He just beat that in. So he just got us on board right away, and he had us hanging on every word. So he said, and he put in some nice, very, very nice sayings, like life itself is vocation, clapping is an art, clapping heals. And that was very interesting, because then he went from telling us about fingers and pressure points, to release energy, the body wakes up, and the way they should clap with 5 fingers. And then you have no heart or BP problems. And then he asked, is it logical to clap? So he said, clapping means no logic. It is the best form of meditation. So basically, the purpose, he made his general purpose clear, the specific purpose clear, the speech was organized, his main point is supporting material contributed to the speech's specific purpose. And we got the message. And lastly, he did not rely on notes. The only thing I would ask is that when he's making a speech, then he should not use the same word over and over again. We kept using clap, 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 clap. At some point in time, if I get hearing it and I hear clap, 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 I will get a different meaning. So, you might just end up hopping, and that becomes boring. So I would suggest you build your vocabulary. You build your vocabulary and use thesaurus and look for synonyms. Overall, the excellent speech I recommend you use. Thanks.
So when I asked our next evaluator to write down on a piece of paper what he understands the resolution, he says, I can't write it down because he won't be able to read it. So I actually wanted to tell him that even me writing it down is very difficult because after a while I can't remember the handwriting. And I should be the third speaker amongst the evaluators. So I'll just regurgitate what I can really remember. So he says, resolution according to him means staking your claim to a specific outcome, a desired outcome. So without any further ado, I'll call upon Toastmaster Bhushan who will evaluate Toastmaster Jansi's speech.
Till date, I have never used books. Today, you inspired me to take it. P10, inspire your audience, is the pinnacle of competent communicating. Last speech in the series. The speech was full with actionable words, with descriptive words like serendipity and some phrases which will really register in your mind. Die or fly. How do you summarize your theory in just one sentence, which is so easy to do? Die or fly. Or how do you test your method without making it was TST? So be true to yourself, stop listening to others, and thirst for knowledge. That is exactly what we saw in our P10. P10, you are expected to incorporate all what you learned from P1 to P9 and display that in P10 with the element of inspiration. You do that beautifully. You connected with the common need in this room. Everybody has that need. How do I take my P10 to be the best among the speeches I've delivered so far? There was an instant connect with everybody in the room who have set a goal to do P10 in the same way. Delivery. If I talk about delivery, you are losing with confidence. You use the stage very well. You use your language, your voice quality, and eye contact very well. What I liked was your speech was sprinkled with anecdotes, quotes, and very actionable steps. That is what is required for P10. There was genuine communication and genuine connection when you said who am I to talk about something which is very inspiring? I'm not Mao Zedong. How will I inspire? That is where people found out you were very genuine in your connection. You were very candid that reinventing is not a very pleasurable process. By taking eagle, which would rip off everything which is valuable for eagle, and then start over again, because it has to decide whether to die or fly. That was the best point of the speech I found. There are two specific things I thought would be improvement. Use of pause. If you could use pause after some questions, you would have very beautiful questions. We have only one life. How is it that we are able to live without purpose? A pause after that would have very different impact. The second is at times I notice your eye contact, you look up. That time you lost the connection. For a split of a second, those two points. In general, like if I have to say, she has taken all the learning from people to today and proved her better to be a competitor community.
So our next valuation speaker is somebody who really inspired me. So when I asked him what resolutions mean, he said resolutions are those which cannot be broken. If somebody else told me this, I would have actually told him not to do it. This person is someone who kept his resolution of winning the Golden Capital Club 2 years ago when I was in India. So what does it take to evaluate the speech of an ace? It takes another ace. Let me call upon Parag Karve.
Good evening. Good evening. Who would not like to be an ace? Isn't it an apt topic in the current scenario? Who would not? Toastmaster Rizwan, I still remember your P2 speech you had given for me to study before delivering it. I sensed that lack of confidence and apprehension in you that time. But your journey from P1 to P10 has been phenomenal. In between, I observed your P5 speech and currently the P10 speech, and your growth is really, phenomenal. I could see your confidence, oozing with confidence in the way you are speaking over here. Like really you are a management guru who's trying to, address an audience who has come to learn from you. Excellent. Your confidence was forceful, inspiring, and you effectively narrated your own incidents from your own life, not to force upon points which needed to be. You started by telling us that you need to do research and ask your peers about your shortcomings. Then put down the goals on paper and then break those goals into small goals to achieve them. And also give it a time limit. Make it time bound. Make plans and strategies. Then you came down to explaining about values, beliefs and desires. At the beginning of the speech, you told us the process is having the right values, having the right beliefs and having the desire to achieve it. The connect from that to this was, I'm sorry, it was lacking. Because when you began the speech, you told us those 3 points. You could have began with those 3 points by explaining them at that stage instead of coming to it at a later stage. Regarding the P10 speech, it is about connecting with the audience, it is about explaining the scenario and then inspiring the audience. So, you directly jumped into the speech and said, do you want to become an ace? And started telling us how to become an ace. First, you set the stage for your speech. When you are going to inspire somebody, you have to know whether the audience wants to be inspired in that particular topic. So you explain to them the scenario, that being an ace is so important in this current scenario. Set the stage, explain what is needed in this environment, and then inspire the audience. That is what lacked in your speech. Otherwise, the speech was really a very inspiring speech. When you came to me for your P2, I knew you had the promise in you, and we knew that we had an ace up our sleeve. And the speech was the ace in the hole. Thank you.
So our next evaluator is the only woman evaluator we have today, which is why she has handwriting that will be read. So when I asked her about resolution, this is what she had to write. She wrote a fair bit, which I want to read. The year 2014 started with a very firm resolution to lose weight. Light enough, it has taken me 6 months to lose 13 kilos. Next year it has got to be something more creative, which I think after this one speech will certainly happen. And without any further ado, to evaluate Shivani's speech and speech, I call upon Toastmaster Usha.
Toastmasters from Bombay Toastmasters Club, fellow guests with me here today, and in particular, Madam Toastmaster Shivani. A very warm good evening. Evaluating a P10 speech is as good as taking a journey of 1,000 miles and taking that first step. People say that the journey starts with your icebreaker, which is true. But the achievement that you get, the feeling of achievement that you get when you complete your CC10 is unbelievable. And unless someone goes through it, you cannot explain what you feel. So, Madam Toastmaster Shivani, I'd like to congratulate you on making that achievement. You've achieved that goal, and wishing you huge success in Toastmasters. A huge round of applause for her. It takes a minute to criticize someone, but it takes a lot of courage and guts to appreciate someone. And Madam Toastmaster Shivani did that with Elan, with panache. Why? She did that. She mentioned each and every Toastmaster who has helped her through this journey of Toastmasters. And I'm sure you're going to stand beside her in the days to come, in the years to come in her Toastmaster journey. You've done a great job, Shivani, because I know very few Toastmasters who take the trouble of thanking their mentors, thanking their fellow Toastmasters, whether they're senior, junior, whoever it is. Even if that person is not there, take the trouble of doing that, and she did that. I could see CC1 to CC9 through that speech. Exactly at CC6, voice modulation, I thought you could have worked a little more. Why? Because with your voice modulation comes your facial expressions. Especially when you're thanking people. Here's our limit. The minute you change your voice, the facial expression also changes. But it went in a very monotonous way. Right? And it even matched when you say about your parents and your brother and the way you got laid off. So the whole thing was in the same tone of voice, which you could have avoided. Now when you say pacing on the stage, you got to pace on the stage without showing your back to the other side of the audience. Which we do it like this. Okay, I'm doing that, I don't care what happens here. No. When you pace, you need to pace in such a way that I'm not even showing my back to the side of the stage. That's very important. Otherwise, you have very subtle humor. And you use the right pauses so that the audience could enjoy that joke with you. That was brilliantly done, Shivani. Okay, I think that was very well done. You used very simple, clean language, clear words, and something which every Toastmaster could connect with you. So, I think wishing you huge success in your Toastmaster journey, and keep that helping hand always there for the others, the new members who come. Over to you.
Clapping is so therapeutic. Arrange the snacks for us. So out of sheer gratitude for him to clap. Okay, so may I have the timer's report, please?
Evaluated Anand has taken 1 minute 27 seconds only. Linus has taken 2 minutes 27 seconds. Usar has taken 3 minutes 5 seconds. Parag has taken 3 minutes 20 seconds. And Usar madam has taken 3 minutes 7 seconds.
So all of us have these slips of paper, and in the second last room we have speech evaluation. So from Linus, Bhushan, Parag and Usha, I would request you to vote for the best speech evaluator. Linus, Bhushan, Parag and Usha. Does everybody have this? All right. So may I have the grammatics report, please?
New Year's time is party time, and I have a gala time in my role as a grammarian today. I'm well fed with snacks as well as many rich vices. So let me share with you some of those. It is very rare that somebody is able to use these two words together correctly, which is have had. And the speaker used it correctly in the sentence, one of the many favorite experiences I have had. A speech becomes more engaging and entertaining when someone is able to give a pictorial description of his or her thoughts. So some of these expressions were used very nicely. Chip away fear, and this was connected to breaking stones from cathedral and that chipping away fear from Toastmaster. Roaring speedboat, heavy old age brings, clutches of monotony, stay around you like a aura. All of these give us some pictures in our minds for good visualization. Some of the speakers use contrast very effectively. For example, travel outward and travel inward. Wishful thinking versus resolution. Is life driving us or is life? Or if we are driving life or is life driving us? That kind of a contrast. Other than that, some very effectively used phrases or words were sticking your head out, in same boat, on a high, point of acronyms, lose sight of, a helping hand, under their wings, weaved it, oozing with confidence. And I love this one, smell and feel of the achievement. It sparks your senses, these kinds of usages, to emerge at my own pace and so on. Sometimes we tend to use regional languages, vernacular languages, or certain words which not everyone is familiar with. One of the speakers used the word chakkar. She immediately Incorrect usages on tenses. Clapping give you joy. It should have been clapping gives you joy because here you're using clapping as singular. Very profound words in itself. It would have been very profound words in themselves. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Now I know that because these words are put together in such a way that we are not able to think of how we use the grammar, but the proverb goes when the going gets tough, the tough get going, because we are talking about the tough people, which is plural here. Factors that drives you ahead. It would have been factors that drive you ahead. Usages of vernacular or colloquial words. Clappings of Gucci, there may be sometimes, we may have audience who do not really understand these words, or people who are coming from other cultures, even international audience may be part of this. So use words that are more understandable. It could have been Gujarati community or something of those lines. 5 criteria. Criteria is a plural in itself. Criterion is singular, and when you have to say many criteria, then it just becomes criteria, not criteria. And I think Toastmaster Linus had rightly pointed out that repetitive usage of word in a single speech. So certain two speakers use the word, the phrase needs to repetitively. It is like when in a platter you serve the same dish on many bowls, then how do you enjoy? So likewise, we have to have some variety of words in a speech. Now the pronunciation report, so there were certain words that could have been pronounced or the pronunciation can change. For that matter, the word pronunciation needs to be changed to pronunciation. Pronunciation is the right way we say it. Movements, I've often heard this word, movements, it is moments. Monotony, it is pronounced as monotony. So the emphasis is different here. Two-wheeler, someone said that is two-wheeler. Grammar is grammar. Grammar. You have to stretch that A a little more. Appreciation, it is pronounced as appreciation. And one word is infinite. Because we use finite as finite, so we call this, express it as infinite, but it is infinite and not infinite. Now I'd like to come to some, who all use the word of the day. So, Toastmaster Arvind, Toastmaster Atul, Toastmaster Sachin, Toastmaster Rizwan, Toastmaster Saina, Toastmaster Natarajan, and Toastmaster Bhushan. That's all. Over.
Once Australian fast bowlers terrorized the English batsmen. There was a saying amongst those batsmen: ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If Lily can't get it, Thompson must. So the Toastmaster equivalent of this is ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If the grammarian can't get you after this, the R counter definitely must.
Toastmaster GT had 2 ers, 3 arms, 1 long pause. Toastmaster of the day Atul had 1 1 arm, 3 long pauses, 1 short pause. Toastmaster Nivedita had 3 short pauses. Toastmaster Sachin 1 2 long pauses, 2 short pauses. Toastmaster Linus had 1 short pause. Toastmaster Bhushan 1 that's it. Toastmaster Jansi was fine. Toastmaster Parag had 2 and 1 short pause. Toastmaster Rizwan 1 and 2 short pauses. Then Toastmaster Shivani had 1 long pause, 3 short pauses. And Parag had 2 short pauses. Toastmaster Anuj 1 3 arms. 1 Bruno, 1 hands. Anish had 2 3 arms. Meenakshi had 1 arm, 1 Uno. Then Sarat had 1 Uno. Namrata 4 arms. Toastmaster Natarajan had 1 earth, 1 foot.
So I'll quickly sum this up with my summary today. Today's meeting is a meeting for me at least like model meeting. I've never seen a meeting where everything fitted in so beautifully. I absolutely love it. There was seamless transition of movement of the meeting from one room to the other. From the president, the DM only, the postmaster of the day, the table top master, and finally the evaluation. I think there was a seamless flow. So to begin at the beginning, I think the sergeant of the club should really be commended. Because he organized the meeting in such a way that he set us up to start on time. So at 5:56 he made this announcement that we were starting. And I think hats off to him for everything. So the Duke of Wellington, he said the Battle of Waterloo was one of the main things of it when he was in school. So real success of Toastmaster meeting depends on the background work that's done behind it. People who are not seeing, at least not seeing regular meetings. By this I mean Vice President Education of the club. Because the last few meetings, or this entire year, I've consistently been noticing that the schedule of the meeting has been coming to us well in advance and we constantly updated. So I think a very big hand. So coming to today's meeting itself, I think the president opened the meeting. You told the tale of building the cathedral very nicely. I think it could have been told longer also. I've seen people say that longer, but given the fact that time isn't there, you managed to say that just in the right amount of time and the right importance to messaging. So you linked it up with those masters and you gave enough stage time to guess. So what I really liked is that you showed an inclination to listen to feedback. So I think the last thing that feedback was given to you and you implemented it. So I really liked that. And I think the one role player of the game was very strong for me. I'm sure for everybody here. One who really showed his ability is the Toastmaster. I think before I begin, magnificent round of applause. I think this is how somebody really shows that he really has this. So he had his entire repertoire of how speakers should speak and how India should communicate. So he had his props well maintained. He had this voiceover at the beginning, which he timed just perfectly. He knew what exactly he had to do when the voiceover was playing. He knew the steps that he had to take. It all seems very, very well rehearsed, well coordinated. And he handled the meeting beautifully. So he showed presence of mind. So when the time had to move back, he did that. And at every stage he tried to take alignment. So yes, he made this ad hoc decision somewhere that he wanted to clap individually for the details. But then he quickly took alignment without wasting much time and said, okay, we'll do it at the end. That happened very, very fast. So I think in every interview, right from the way he introduced the meeting, right from the way he made us make his resolutions, and the most important thing is when he was speaking, there was eye contact and engagement. So I could see him engage with the audience one on one. Which at times you can tend to get carried away by your own topic or your thesis. But I think his theme on this topic existed for the audience. And the way he engaged with the audience and delivered that. So I think I really like the way he put his meeting, and obviously his facial expressions and his sardonic grins from time to time deliver a touch of humor. So I think all in all, I think it was a very, very, very fabulous effort. And I'm just probably not finding the right words of commendation, but tabletop session, and that was also very well worked. The tabletop master came to introduce the 4 virtues of delivering tabletop. So there is listening, teaching, organizing, delivering. That was very well delivered. And I think the topics were very engaging, interesting. Just I think maybe one way for the tabletop master would be to, unless you are doing the table topics for economics students or mathematics students, to try and avoid topics which involve jargon in it. Because then you have to end up explaining in case the speaker doesn't understand or connect with that particular jargon. But apart from that, I think the fabulous table topics will be connected to the theme. So that was brilliant. And I think all in all, this was a model meeting of fabulous meeting. Everybody truly showed their level. And I look forward to many more meetings like this. So without any further ado, Toastmaster of the day, over to you.
the general evaluator, who according to you is the best. And please write down and pass it on. There's a Santa Claus coming with a cap. Please put it into that. I'd like to remind all our members that we do have the second club officers training program, which is scheduled for Saturday, the 17th of January, and I expect all 7 of us to be there so that we can add that extra half point to get the DCP points and also aid the club in getting the golden javelin for the 3rd successive year, 4th successful year. Thank you for your prayer. 4th successful year, which again entitles us to another award that the district has proposed. That if you have won 3 consecutive years, you get an award from the district as well. So we should be able to do that. This is not only restricted to the club officers. Club members who wish to understand what are the roles and duties of the various executive committee members are most welcome to attend. A circular will be sent out and nominations will be called for. There's another thing that I would like to say. Today is the last meeting of this year and the last meeting of the Toastmasters half year. And we've had 2 speakers today. One is Sachin and the other is Nivedita. And there's a little significance in these 2 people. May I have you here, please? Sachin here has been the Sergeant at Arms from July onwards, and he's done a great job for all of us. Something that I would also like to share is he's also the president of the Lions Club. Imagine 2 roles, a president and a sergeant at arms, and he's done the sergeant at arms despite all that so very well. And so I told him, you have earned the credit, and now let's develop another leader. And so we asked Nivedita if she would be willing, and we did see her willingness in the prior meetings where she came forward to do the role, and we felt she was doing a good job. And so Sachin will take a path as he goes out from the EXCOM to pursue his other goals as the president of the Lions Club. And we have Nivedita stepping in to be the sergeant.
Nivedita, what's your new resolution? Better snacks?
Any other? He says, talk about oration. Oration 201. but also helping to see that it happens, because we have the whole committee, or most of the people, the club ourselves are taking the lead. We have Horatio Stilwell sitting here on the last bench. But yes, we do have the LGBT from our club, we have the district secretary from our club, and so we must all help, whereas we do have members of other clubs also helping us in taking on the various roles. So we must make and put up a branch. I'd like to ask some of our visiting Toastmasters to come and just share things with us. So can I have you first?
When you visit any club outside your state, city, or club, you're always looking for what they are doing good things we can cut, and what we can suggest to people that they can not suppress. How to embrace that this club is extremely big. It's online, because the cardinal rule of the Toastmasters club is the out has to go down on time and finish on time. We have 3 newcomers today. I want to have their opinion about this club and how they going to join in. Would you share your thoughts? The 3 new members are here. 2 newcomers.
I think I came in. I think I came in with an intention to kind of learn and understand, that what leadership skills actually entail and how to kind of go about maximizing one's own effectiveness. But I think the kind of conversation that transpired in the room today, and conversations are perhaps the ultimate power through which we kind of express ideas, we express our aspirations, we give hope, and we try and change our perception and move things around. So my sense is that I'm going back with a lot of takeaways, and just to kind of summarize one. Somebody said that as you travel outward, part of it travels inward. And my wife, I related to the experience with her family. The moment she is asked to travel somewhere, she always feels it's a treachery. But she never looked at travel in the way this conversation transpired to look at. So it's a new idea which I'm looking at. And all conversations that I went through, all the discussions, presentations, they left me with a lot of thoughts. And they are actually kind of bubbling, or perhaps have more ideas and thoughts that I had at the beginning of the session. So that's the power of conversation that I'm kind of walking out of the room with. And I feel that a lot of ideas and things that I have learned, it perhaps has the power to change the way I look at things around and what it can do to me in terms of potential.
In fact, this is my third meeting here as a guest. Basically, come here to get listened to, not get, but listen to inspirational speeches here given by all, you can say, stalwarts of the Toastmasters Club. So it's a good experience for me to listen and chance to improve my skills, because everyone is a traveler in this world. So we like to meet people and share experiences. So it's been very good to be here. Yes, of course. I look forward to
I'm Arun Pawar, and I am kind of rejoining Toastmasters. So I used to be part of Bombay Toastmasters around 3 years back. So that was around 6 months period I was with them. I think joining
keep up the work. I'm going to come back next year. I don't know when, sometime. I'm going to visit. And I want more people achieving CTA, PTMs and so forth, so that this club will grow.
Usha.
I'm back. I'm visiting from Toastmasters Club of Pune Southeast. A member I've been the last 2 years. But before that, I lived in the Gulf for over 33 years. And I've started my Toastmaster journey 13 years back. And I always said that if I could do it at that age, I'll tell you my age. I was 44 when I joined Toastmasters. All of you have kids then. So you have a long way to have. Pardon me? Not all, yeah. I'd like to thank Toastmaster Hasnain for having invited me over today, and it was absolutely a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege to have met all of you. So I think Bombay Toastmasters is going to ride the skies now, thanks to Sunil, who has publicized Toast, I would say, oration to such a great extent that in Delhi, that I think even the waiters at the hotel would know him. He brought everybody onto the stage, leading for Oration 2050, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you all for having us over here today. Wish you all the very best, and I'm very, very happy to be here with all the Toastmasters.
Anybody else who would like to share a few more? We're already over time, right? Anybody? Come. For those who've read but haven't seen the face, she is the editor of the District 41 newsletter.
Good evening, everyone. As I can say, you would have not seen me, but I made sure I was going to pick every month and go to work. Somebody told me that should go with the theme, so I purposely post for the theme, and we have audition of I'm going to use the editing which I have been active Toastmasters for the past 3 years now. I joined back in 2011. I belong to TCS Toastmasters Club of Mumbai. And there was a time when I was in 2012, I was transferred to my hometown. And now I'm back again here. And other than Brilliant, Sunil, everyone, I have seen them at all the district conferences, the area conferences, etc. And they are, of course, a role model for the district. And I know BTM because of them. Today was my first visit in this club, and I had a great time with all the speeches, and it was one of the very first sessions I've seen where there were 3 milestone speeches of Kiran, and believe me, I enjoyed all of the speeches. So wishing all of you a very happy new year. Do read the newsletter. And I always say happy reading, and please keep contributing. Thank you.
Enough? Can you call it a day? Alright, we're waiting for the results. Best prepared speaker. Johnson. No, understand you. the meeting. Thank you for being here. And we've already said Happy New Year to all of you. Each one of you